Priya lived in a small town in Bangladesh. She had a very special dream. She wanted to visit the mythical Golden Kingdom. Her grandfather told her stories about this place. It was a legendary city hidden deep within the country. The stories said it had temples made of pure gold. The air there was filled with magic and peace. Priya would close her eyes and imagine the golden spires. She saw herself walking through its ancient shining streets. This dream was her biggest motivation. It was a secret she held close to her heart, a promise she made to herself. She knew the journey would be very difficult. The path to the Golden Kingdom was not easy. It went through thick forests and over high hills. It required great strength and stamina. Priya was not very strong at first, but her dream gave her a powerful will. She decided she needed to prepare her body for the adventure. She wanted to be strong enough to face any challenge. Her commitment was firm. She would work hard to become physically fit. This was the first step toward making her beautiful dream a reality. She was ready to begin her transformation. Priya started with small changes in her life. She began waking up early in the morning. She would go for long walks in her neighborhood. She felt the morning air on her face and felt alive. She started eating healthier food. She learned about nutrition and how it helps the body. Every small step made her feel better and more confident. Her family saw the change in her. They saw her dedication and her growing strength. She was no longer just a dreamer. She was becoming a doer, someone who takes action to achieve her goals. Her dream was more than just a place to visit. It was a symbol of her own potential. The Golden Kingdom represented the best version of herself, a person who was strong, determined and brave. She believed that by reaching the kingdom, she would also reach a new level of personal strength. The thought of the journey filled her with excitement, not fear. She was ready to put in all the hard work. Her heart was set on this incredible adventure. The Golden Kingdom was waiting for her, and she was getting ready to answer its call. Priya knew that walking and eating healthy were good, but she needed more to be truly ready. She needed to build serious muscle and endurance. After some thought, she decided to join a local gym. The gym was a new world for her. It was filled with the sounds of weights clanking and people breathing hard. It smelled of effort and determination. At first, she felt a little nervous. She saw many strong people lifting heavy weights. They all seemed so focused and confident. She wondered if she belonged in such a place, but her dream was stronger than her fear. She took a deep breath and walked inside. A man with a kind smile greeted her. He was the gym owner. He showed her around the different machines. He explained how each one worked. Priya listened carefully, trying to remember everything. She started with the lighter weights and simpler exercises. It was very hard at first. Her muscles ached after every workout. Some days she felt like giving up. But then she would think of the Golden Kingdom. She would imagine its shining temples, and her strength would return. She kept coming back day after day, pushing herself a little more each time. It was during one of these early days that she met Arnab. Arnab was a dedicated bodybuilder. He was often at the gym, training with incredible focus. He was strong, but he had a gentle presence. He noticed Priya struggling with a particular machine. He saw her determination and her frustration. He walked over to her with a friendly expression. He didn't make her feel small or weak. Instead, he offered to help her. He showed her the correct form for the exercise. He explained how to breathe properly. His voice was calm and encouraging. Priya was grateful for his kindness. She had been feeling a little lost. Arnab's simple act of help made a big difference. He didn't just show her what to do. He explained why it was important. He told her that everyone starts somewhere. He shared that he was also weak when he first began. His words were comforting. From that day on, the gym felt less intimidating. It started to feel like a place where she could grow. She had found a friend, someone who understood the language of hard work and dedication. Priya and Arnab started talking more at the gym. Their conversations often happened between sets of exercises. They would talk about their progress and their challenges. Arnab was a great listener. He would give Priya tips on her form. He would suggest new exercises to help her build strength. Priya, in turn, admired his discipline. She saw how he pushed his own limits every day. He never complained. He just worked hard with a quiet focus. She found his dedication very inspiring. Their friendship was built on a shared passion for fitness. They soon became regular training partners. They would plan their workouts together. Arnab would help Priya with heavy lifts, making sure she was safe. Priya would encourage Arnab when he was trying to break a personal record. They motivated each other to be consistent. If one of them felt tired or lazy, the other would be there to offer support. "Remember why you started?" Arnab would say to Priya. "Think of the Golden Kingdom." He knew about her dream. She had shared it with him one evening after a tough workout. He didn't laugh. He thought it was a beautiful and powerful goal. Their bond grew stronger with every workout session. They learned a lot about each other. They discovered they had similar values. They both believed in hard work, honesty, and kindness. Their friendship was not just about lifting weights, it was about supporting each other's dreams. Arnab started sharing his own dreams with Priya. He wanted to compete in a national bodybuilding championship one day. He also confessed that he had always been fascinated by the legends of the Golden Kingdom. He was amazed that they both shared this secret wish. Outside the gym, their friendship also began to blossom. They would go for walks after their training. They would talk about their families, their hopes and their fears. They shared healthy meals together, discussing nutrition and recipes. They were discovering a connection that went beyond the gym floor. Their mutual respect and encouragement created a strong foundation. They were not just friends, they were a team. They were helping each other become stronger, both in body and in spirit. Their journey together had truly begun. As the months passed, the line between friendship and something more began to blur. Priya noticed the way Arnab looked at her. It was with a kindness and admiration that made her heart beat faster. He would wait for her at the gym entrance every day. He would save her favorite treadmill for her. These small gestures meant a lot. Arnab also found himself thinking about Priya, even when he was not at the gym. He loved her smile and her unwavering determination. He admired her spirit more than anything else. She was chasing a dream with all her heart, and he found that incredibly beautiful. One evening, after a particularly long workout, they were sitting outside the gym. The sun was setting, painting the sky in colours of orange and pink. Arnab turned to Priya, his expression serious but soft. He told her how much he admired her. He said that training with her had changed his life. It gave him a new purpose. He confessed that his feelings for her had grown into something deeper than friendship. He told her he was falling in love with her. Priya felt a wave of happiness wash over her. She felt the same way about him. She shyly admitted her feelings too. That moment changed everything. They were no longer just training partners. They were partners in life. Their love story was unique. It was born from sweat, hard work and shared goals. Their dates were often gym sessions, followed by healthy dinners. They found romance in encouraging each other to do one more repetition. They found intimacy in sharing their vulnerabilities and their strengths. Their relationship was built on a foundation of mutual respect and support. They were a team in every sense of the word. Their love was as strong as the muscles they were building. Their fitness goals now had a new meaning. They were not just training for themselves anymore, they were training for each other. They were training for their future together. Priya's dream of the Golden Kingdom was now their shared dream. Arnab was just as excited about it as she was. He wanted to be strong for her, to protect and support her on the difficult journey. Priya wanted to be strong for him, to be an equal partner in their grand adventure. Their love gave them a new source of incredible strength and motivation. With their love for each other confirmed, their motivation soared to new heights. The Golden Kingdom was no longer just Priya's dream, it became their shared destiny. They started training with a renewed sense of purpose. Every morning they would meet at the gym, their eyes filled with determination and love. They were not just preparing for a journey, they were building a life together. They created a detailed training plan. It included strength training, cardiovascular exercises, and flexibility workouts. They knew the path to the kingdom would test them in many ways, and they wanted to be ready for anything. Arnab used his bodybuilding knowledge to design their program. They focused on functional strength. They did exercises that would help them climb, carry heavy backpacks and walk for long distances. They did squats, deadlifts and pull-ups to build powerful muscles. They also spent hours on the treadmill and stationary bike to improve their endurance. Priya's progress was amazing. She was now lifting weights she never thought possible. She felt strong, confident and full of energy. Arnab watched her with pride, his love for her growing with every achievement. They also focused on their mental preparation. The journey would be mentally challenging, as well as physically. They practiced meditation together to build mental toughness and focus. They read books about adventure and survival. They talked through potential problems they might face on the trail. This preparation brought them even closer. They learned to communicate effectively and trust each other completely. They knew that on the journey, they would have to rely on each other. Their training was building not just their bodies, but also their bond as a couple. They saved money diligently for their trip. They both worked extra hours at their jobs. They lived a simple life, avoiding unnecessary expenses. Every rupee they saved was a step closer to their dream. Their shared goal made the sacrifices easy. They were a team, working together for a future they both wanted. Their friends and families saw their dedication and were inspired. Priya and Arnab were a perfect example of how love and a shared passion can create something truly special. They were ready, their bodies were strong, their minds were clear, and their hearts were full of love and anticipation. The day finally arrived. It was a cool morning, and honestly, the air was just filled with excitement. Today is July 15th, 2025. Priya and Arnab stood at the edge of their town, their backpacks filled with supplies. They looked at each other and smiled. The moment they had worked so hard for was finally here. They took their first steps onto the path that led towards the wilderness. The journey to the Golden Kingdom had officially begun. The first few days were filled with breathtaking beauty. They walked through lush green rice fields that stretched to the horizon. They crossed gentle rivers on small wooden boats. The sounds of the city were replaced by the songs of birds and the rustling of leaves. Their adventure took them deep into the heart of Bangladesh's stunning countryside. They passed through small villages where people greeted them with warm smiles. They shared stories with the locals and learned about their way of life. Priya and Arnab felt a deep connection to their homeland. They saw its beauty in a way they never had before. Their journey was not just about reaching a destination, it was about the experiences along the way. They took many pictures, wanting to remember every moment of this incredible trip. Their hearts were full of joy and gratitude. The path soon became more challenging. They entered a dense forest. The trail was narrow and uneven. They had to climb over fallen trees and navigate through thick bushes. Their backpacks felt heavier with each step, but their training at the gym had prepared them well. Their strong legs carried them forward without complaint. Their core strength helped them keep their balance on the tricky terrain. They worked as a team, with Arnab often clearing the path ahead and Priya watching their map and compass. They communicated constantly, making sure they were both safe and comfortable. As they traveled deeper, they felt a sense of peace and isolation. They were far away from the modern world. It was just the two of them and nature. In the evenings, they would set up their small tent. They would cook a simple meal over a campfire. They would sit under a sky full of stars, more stars than they had ever seen before. They talked for hours, sharing their thoughts and dreams. These quiet moments were just as precious as the beautiful landscapes. Their love grew deeper in the silence of the wilderness. Their shared adventure was strengthening their bond in a profound way. The journey was not without its real tests. One afternoon, they reached a wide, fast-flowing river. The old rope bridge that was supposed to be there had been washed away by a recent storm. There was no other way to cross. They stood on the riverbank, considering their options. Turning back was not one of them. Arnab looked at the strong currents and then at Priya. He saw no fear in her eyes, only determination. This was a challenge they had to overcome together. Their fitness and problem-solving skills were about to be put to the ultimate test. Arnab spotted a large, sturdy tree that had fallen across a narrower part of the river downstream. It was a risky crossing, but it was their only chance. He went first, testing the log for stability. His excellent balance, honed by years of bodybuilding, helped him walk across carefully. Once he was on the other side, he guided Priya. "Keep your core tight, look straight ahead," he called out. Priya followed his instructions. Her own strength and balance, which she had worked so hard to build, did not fail her. She crossed the log safely, and they embraced in relief on the other side. They had faced a major obstacle and won. Another challenge came in the form of a steep mountain pass. The climb was grueling. The air grew thinner and their muscles burned with effort. They had to climb for hours with the sun beating down on them. This is where their endurance training truly paid off. They paced themselves, taking short breaks to drink water and catch their breath. They encouraged each other with every step. "We are almost there," Priya would say, even when her own legs felt like lead. "You are so strong," Arnab would tell her, giving her the motivation to keep going. Their bodybuilding training was not just about physical strength. It had also taught them mental fortitude. It taught them to push past pain and discomfort. It taught them that limits are often just in the mind. During the toughest parts of the climb, they would remember their most difficult workouts at the gym. They remembered the feeling of pushing through one last set. That same mental power helped them now. They conquered the mountain pass, and the view from the top was their reward. They could see for miles, and somewhere in the distance, they felt the Golden Kingdom was calling to them. After weeks of travel, they saw it. They were standing on a high ridge, looking down into a hidden valley, and there it was, the Golden Kingdom. It was more magnificent than any story could describe. The morning sun reflected off the ancient temples, making them shine like they were made of solid gold. Waterfalls cascaded down the cliffs surrounding the city, creating a veil of mist. The air was pure and still. Priya and Arnab stood in silence, holding hands, their eyes wide with wonder. Tears of joy streamed down Priya's face. Her lifelong dream was right in front of her. They made their way down into the valley. As they walked through the gates of the abandoned city, a feeling of deep peace washed over them. The kingdom was empty of people, but it was full of life. Flowers grew in the cracks of the stone streets. Birds sang from the roofs of the golden temples. It was a place frozen in time, a testament to a long-lost civilization. They felt like they were the first people to discover it in centuries. They explored the city slowly, wanting to savor every single moment. They spent days exploring the Golden Kingdom. They walked through grand courtyards and admired intricate carvings on the temple walls. They found a library with stone tablets, though they could not read the ancient script. They sat by a serene lake in the center of the city, watching the reflection of the golden spires on the water. It was a magical experience. Everything they had worked for, every drop of sweat in the gym, every difficult step on the journey had been worth it. They had not just found a mythical place, they had earned it. Their happiness was immense. But their greatest joy came from sharing this experience together. They had achieved this incredible dream as a team. They would look at each other amidst the golden wonders and smile. Their hearts were full. They knew that the memory of this place would stay with them forever. But more importantly, the memory of achieving it together would be the foundation of their future. The Golden Kingdom was beautiful, but the journey they took to get there with each other was the real treasure. As their time in the Golden Kingdom came to an end, Priya and Arnab felt a sense of completion. They had set out with a dream, and they had accomplished it. The journey back was filled with a quiet sense of achievement. They were different people now. They were stronger, more confident, and more deeply in love than ever before. The physical challenges of the journey had been great, but they had overcome them all. Their bodies, sculpted by discipline and hard work, had served them well. They were proud of their physical strength and the fitness that made their adventure possible. But they realized that their journey was about so much more than physical fitness. It was about the strength of their spirits and the power of their bond. Their love had been the true engine of their success. It was the encouragement they gave each other on difficult days. It was the trust they had in each other when facing obstacles. It was the shared joy that made every beautiful sight more meaningful. Their fitness journey had brought them together, but their love had carried them to their dream. The Golden Kingdom was a place, but their love was their home. When they finally returned to their town, they were greeted as heroes by their friends and family. They shared their stories and pictures, inspiring everyone with their incredible tale. They continued their fitness journey at the gym, but now with a new perspective. The gym was not just a place to build muscles. It was the place where their love story began. It was a symbol of their shared commitment and determination. It was the training ground for the greatest adventure of their lives. They were a testament to the idea that a healthy body can lead to a healthy and happy life. Priya and Arnab's story became a local legend. It was a story about dreams, dedication, and the power of love. They proved that with a strong will and a supportive partner, anything is possible. They knew their adventure to the Golden Kingdom was just the first of many they would share. Their love, forged in the fires of the gym and tested on the trails of their homeland, was stronger than any gold. It was a love built on shared dreams and mutual respect, a love that could conquer any mountain and cross any river.